Good Tuesday morning to you, folks. This is Top Gun Options Market SITREP daily video. We do our Monday market outlook on Mondays, our Friday market wrap up on Sundays. No, kidding, on Fridays. And we do our SITREPs, short for Situation Report, Tuesdays through Thursdays. So welcome aboard, folks. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. And for all my members, folks, if you get a chance to, the biggest fake news story of the year out of the Huffington Post yesterday, I posted it on our Top Gun Options Facebook page. You can head to facebook.com/TopGunOptions. Never thought I'd be in the Huffington Post, well, at least for something positive. But when you get a chance, stop by our Facebook page and read the article from Elias Roberto. Great guy, good article. You'd be surprised at what a briefcase full of hundreds will do to a guy's attitude. No, I'm kidding. Just got interviewed, and then they put this article together. Very, very flattered by it and humbled. And my Top Gun Options subscribers for the past 7 years, great members. We have a great squadron. I mean, geez, we have people that have been here since year one. Not because they haven't learned, it's because they've become members of our tight-knit squadron. Love the trade ideas, love the camaraderie. Love the fact that in a couple weeks we're all going to be, or a lot of us are going to be out in Lake Tahoe for a nice day-and-a-half long summit, couple VIP dinners. I think we have $3,000 worth of Camus that we got to work through, so it's going to be a great time. And the folks that have left being members, they've done what Top Gun Options is all about. They put that Top Gun Options patch on their shoulder, and they head back out to the fleet to teach their others out on the tip of the spear. So if you can, and do me a favor, over here on the left, share the article if you can in your social media. I'd appreciate it. Rising tide lifts all boats. Okay. Report out of, it was a Deutsche Bank or somebody this morning, huge headline that said, market ignores war in North Korea because of earnings. So that's kind of the story. Whether there's another carrier battle group, the Theodore Roosevelt, I've landed on the Roosevelt when I was mobilized for Operation Iraqi Freedom, great ship, or, you know, a decapitation team. We know this is obviously going on anyway. Or the fact that, and this is a sleeper story, folks, just because Comedy Central, CNBC, isn't covering it doesn't mean it's not happening. Anybody know what's going on in Iraq? Well, the good news in Iraq is that our forces, along with other forces, have taken the last ISIS stronghold. They're gone. So what was it, 5, 6, 7 years ago when Obama called them a JV team and then they took over most of the Middle East? Trump comes in, totally destroys them. You won't hear a peep of that on CNN or MSNBC. You'll still hear them compare Trump to Harvey Weinstein, right? I love the fact that Hollywood's imploding. The NFL's imploding. Hollywood's imploding. I wonder why. This week, folks, we're going to get some China data. We're going to get tomorrow night while or some of you are sleeping. I'll be up watching this. We're going to get China GDP. Actually, it's 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. What's that? That's Ladies' Night at Blue Martini and Boca. So go ahead and knock yourself out. GDP, industrial production, fixed asset investment, retail sales. We'll get some China numbers out there. Big article in the Journal today about how China's financial cracks could spread. China sneezes, folks. We drop dead. The world's going to catch a cold. They're our banker. I think they're still tied with Japan as the #1 foreign holder of our U.S. debt. But we'll cover this in about 45 minutes. We're doing a joint weekly options and primary live trade brief. Didn't knock out weekly options yesterday because I had to host the timing research trader roundtable. But very, very big article in the Journal about how China's showing a little bit of cracks here. Be the first one to admit it. I've been wrong about the FXI. Let me open a 6-month chart. When you're wrong, it's obvious you should admit it. Right around here is when I said, hey, fire, fury, Trump, nuclear war. He's really going to sit on China before he fires any real shot at North Korea. And then after Wiz says it goes down, it continues to go up. So I've been wrong about the FXI, but you know, when the Journal starts really poking a light into China's problems and we get some macro data out this week, the FXI will be an interesting trade to watch. I'm starting to agree with Mohammed El Arian from PIMCO last week. He said, short of a nuclear war in North Korea, this market will keep going higher. So this is like about a month or two in 2013 with Ben Bernanke just dumping money into this market, $85 billion a month in quantitative easing. I just didn't believe it. It took me about a month and a half, not all losing trades, but lost, got kicked in the gut a couple times. I'm like, that's it. Give me a hit. I grabbed the pipe, smoked a ton of opium, and enjoyed the bull market. I will tell you that this time around, Unlike 2013, we have the threat of millions upon millions upon millions of people being vaporized in the blink of an eye. Now, if that occurs, don't worry about the stock market. There won't be any. Okay? I mean, stock markets can go to zero, folks. I mean, you wouldn't even imagine. It's sick to say, I was going to say the carnage in the stock market, but if something happened in North Korea, the human carnage, I mean, luckily, Hiroshima and Nagasaki weren't colorized, right? If you care and you watch, History or Discovery or any of those channels to see the black and white footage of children with skin dripping off, maybe if that was colorized, it would hit home. But, we have enough hedges on in our portfolios. My spreads are, obviously, when you trade a spread, they're hedged in and of themselves because they're a spread. But we have enough insurance on where it's time for me to get back to being cautiously bullish. I went market neutral here and also right around here, and then we started to drift this little higher. You have to trade the market you have, not the market you want. And the market we have is people shorting the hell out of the VIX. VIX shorts hit record high as the S&P surpasses 2017's most bullish forecast. Here's the bullish forecast for the year-end target for the S&P 500, blown out of the water. I mean, we might be looking at S&P 2600 by the end of the year. So time to hold your nose and smoke the hopium, folks. Even if you don't do drugs, it's time. Morgan Stanley blows out earnings. We have a great Morgan Stanley position. JP Morgan got kicked into Jimmy a little bit last week. And then what happened? The Death Star, it's like clockwork, folks. After two crappy quarters, and I tell you I don't like Goldman, they post but you don't like this, okay? Posts a surprise rise in earnings. Most people didn't think Goldman was going to get back on the horse. I still don't think they're back on the horse. 2 quarters in a row of crappiness, followed by Lloyd Blankfein sitting in his corner office trolling Trump on Twitter. I still don't like Goldman. Congrats on the surprise rise in earnings. You don't want to see that. Hey, it's a surprise that Wiz is doing so good. Well, shit, what did you think of me in the first place? So we'll talk about this in a little bit, but don't be head faked by Goldman here, the Death Star, because a lot of the other financials aren't doing so good. But again, folks, the most hated bull market ain't going to die unless a lot of people die, which is horrific to say when I wear a flight suit. But when I put my Gordon Gekko greed is good with my big old 1980 cell phone to my ear, we're going to buy it. We're going to get back on our horse here, and we're going to get airborne. I get there's 2 carrier battle groups. I get there's decapitation teams. I get there's a lot of cyber warfare going on right now. But guess what? You know, as long as the S&P 500 keeps buying the market, we're going to head higher here. Thank you, Autoplay Bloomberg videos. Okay, so all right, folks, I got to get ready for our 10 o'clock joint weekly options and primary live trade brief. Again, if you get some time to read some fake news, head over to facebook.com/TopGunOptions and click. First of all, click like on the page. I'd appreciate it if you like our TGO page and also this article and share it on your social media when you get a chance. It's kind of comical. And I'm still trying to figure out who this young guy is, man. All right, folks, have a great rest of your day. I'll see many of my members here shortly in the trading room. Happy hunting, and make sure you hedge. God bless.